What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. There was a heated debate on the Senate floor today. I'm going to show you guys some of the footage fighting over the $2,000 stimulus checks that President Donald Trump and the Democrats are demanding. I'm going to show you guys this footage. It gets kind of crazy here. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates regarding the $2,000 stimulus checks. And we have another state that is now trying to pass a $2,000 stimulus check in that state. I'll give you the details of that also in this video. All right, let's jump over to the Senate floor to show you the debate going on regarding the $2,000 stimulus check increase.
Our colleagues exactly what I know and every other member here wanted to do. But here we are because we have to be here. And we are here because back home, in my state and all over this country, millions and millions of families are struggling to put food on the table. They are struggling to pay their rent. They are struggling to come up with the money they need to go to the doctor. And this hits me in a sense, in a personal way. I just received the other day from a colleague of mine in Burlington, Vermont, where I live. Burlington, Vermont, largest city in state of Vermont, all of 40,000 people. And what a volunteer wrote to me, they said, this is the quote, reporting on a food drive in Burlington, Vermont, where I live. Quote, over 30 volunteers showed up to the Champlain School to help bag groceries and to hand them out to those who came out. Unfortunately, there was not nearly enough donated food to provide a bag to everyone who showed up, despite us planning on an increased need. The line of cars filled the parking lot, wrapped around the school, and went out onto the main road for half a mile. This represented a major uptick from the October event that we were involved in. This is Burlington, Vermont. Hundreds of cars lining up for emergency food, and the volunteers did not have enough food to distribute. They had to say to families who are trying to feed their kids, sorry, we do not have enough food. So what we are doing today is very simple. And that is Senator Thune and Senator McConnell and others have raised objection to the House-passed bill. And in the United States Senate, when we have differences of opinion, what we should be doing is debating that bill. So all that Senator Schumer is asking, all that I am asking is a simple request. Bring the bill to the floor. Not even asking you to vote for it. Bring the bill to the floor. And on top of everything else, we need 60 votes to pass. 60 votes. Can we get 60 votes? I don't know. I think virtually all of the 48 Democrats will vote for it. It means, Senator Thune, that we need 12 Republicans. I gather we got one right here who indicated he would vote for it. 5 or 6 others have been public about saying they will vote for it. Will we get the rest? I don't know. You don't know. But what is the problem with giving members of the United States Senate the opportunity to vote on the legislation? And when we have that debate, you can come up and you can raise all of your objections and we can debate it. Now, I hear Senator Thune and Senator McConnell before him talk about this bill being socialism for the rich, which I've got to tell you I find, Mr. President, somewhat hysterical, because that's an issue I have been talking about for many, many years. And I am very delighted that my conservative Republican friends now recognize that we do have socialism for the rich. To paraphrase Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said that we live in a society where we have socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. King was right. But despite what my Republican colleagues are saying, truth is that according to the Tax Policy Center, the top 5% of Americans, the wealthiest people in our country, would receive less than 1% of the benefits of these direct payments. Less than 1%. Doesn't sound to me like too much socialism for the rich. But while we are on the subject of socialism for the rich, which my Republican friends have suddenly become very concerned about, let me talk about the Trump tax proposal that was pushed very hard by Senator McConnell and the Republican leadership, and where I think every Republican voted for it. You want to talk about socialism for the rich? It is not the bill that puts $2,000 into working class hands all over this country. That ain't socialism for the rich. This is socialism for the rich in that bill. Amazon, oh, by the way, I must say this if I may, we were quoting the liberal Washington Post owned by Jeff Bezos, the wealthiest guy in the world. So here is Jeff Bezos' company, Amazon, and they received a tax rebate. They paid nothing in 2018 in federal taxes. That's a corrupt tax system to begin with. But then on top of that, they received $129 million as a tax rebate. That, Senator Thune, is what socialism for the rich.
First of all, how crazy is that? Amazon, I think they're the richest company in the world now. They're worth the most amount of money. How crazy is it that in 2018 they paid zero federal taxes? And then on top of that, they got a $129 million federal rebate from the Trump tax cuts. That's just insane to me. Like, and then we're talking about, oh, we can't give $2,000 checks to Americans because there's 1% of the money that's going to go basically to people who were high income earners because they used the same qualifications for the stimulus checks as the last time. But because these checks are larger than, some people who earn more will sneak in there a little bit and get a reduced check, like $100 or $200. And Mitch McConnell's using that as his excuse to not pass the bill. Now, remember, Mitch McConnell has his own $2,000 bill, and Democrats probably might need to just concede to that and basically say, okay, we'll pass your $2,000 bill, which has the $2,000 checks for adults, and it also has the Section 230 repeal that President Donald Trump wants so badly, and also an election committee to look into the election. Democrats may have to just concede with those two extra things there to get this $2,000 stimulus check passed. But let me know your thoughts on Amazon paying no taxes. Remember, I'm an Amazon seller. I teach people how to sell products on Amazon. I have a link for it down below in the description. I'll link it to you at the end of this video also. I teach people how to sell on Amazon. But those tax credits and taxes don't come to the individual sellers on Amazon. That goes to the corporate Amazon, who makes billions and billions and billions. So many billions, they don't even know what to do with it. And if somebody's got to pay the taxes, right? I mean, I'd rather see a company that's making billions and billions and billions of dollars than average everyday people paying the taxes. And that money can be used, the money that they're supposed to pay in taxes, to kind of pay for the stimulus checks, okay? But, we have Mitch McConnell here who's basically saying, well, I'm okay with doing stimulus checks, but I have these other two demands. Democrats may have to just kind of give in to those other two demands to pass this. Let's go back to the Senate floor.
The same formula they voted for would be used for a $2,000 payment. I'm sure I've missed something in the translation here. I'd like to ask the senator from Vermont to explain this faux outrage from the Republican side of the aisle.
Well, I think my friend from Illinois missed nothing in the translation. He's exactly right. But I also...
Senator from Illinois makes a good point. Senator, yield for a question.
Yeah.
So if the same formula is used and you're increasing the amount by $1,400 per person, so you're going from basically for a family of four, what would be $2,400 payment to $8,000 payment, and you phase that down using the same formula, does the senator from Illinois understand the math and why that skews toward people who make a lot more money than they would under the other formula?
If the question's directed toward me, I'll answer it.
Well, I just think that you're making a point and a statement which is not accurate, because you're saying the formula is the same. The formula is the same, but the inputs change. And so the way it ramps down means that somebody who makes $350,000 gets a payment under the Sanders-Hawley proposal that they wouldn't know, and it phases out a lot sooner, as you know. So let's be clear about how that formula works, because you are misrepresenting the way that formula works.
Can I ask my friend from...
Senator from Vermont has the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would ask my friend from South Dakota, do you disagree with the Tax Policy Center, which says that the top 5% of Americans, the wealthiest people in our country, would receive less than 1% of the total benefits being dispersed?
I have not seen the Tax Policy Center, but I know math, and I know as a basic principle that when you stick bigger numbers in there, and you're using the same formula to phase something out, you're going to make it available to people who make a lot more money. That is a mathematical fact. And what you are saying when you talk about the same formula, it skews entirely different in the income scale. You know that. And all I'm saying is don't misrepresent the facts.
What I am saying is that according to a very reputable tax center organization, people who do this for a living, less than 1% of the benefits of the entire program go to the wealthiest people in this country. So when you're talking about trying to say, oh my God, all of this money is going to the rich, that ain't really true. But I would also ask my friend, where did you suddenly become a religious adherent?
So yeah, there's a big debate over this. It's honestly just a very minor thing that Republicans have brought up that may need to be amended in the bill. But again, if they amend it in the bill, then they can't pass the $2,000 bill. That's $2,000 for adults, children, and adult dependents that has already been passed by the House. They would need to re-vote on that then. Mitch McConnell's bill is different. It does not have $2,000 for children. It's only the $600, and it does not have $2,000. It does not have any checks for adult dependents. So Mitch McConnell's bill, if they do pass that, would not it would not need an amendment. If I think about all the details of that there. So Mitch McConnell's bill might be the one that we kind of lean towards getting passed. I mean, it's Mitch McConnell's own bill. I don't know how much he can object to that. $2,000 for individuals. We just probably need to get the Democrats on board with the other details of that bill. Also, they were able to pass the veto override of the National Defense Authorization Act today, even with objections from both sides. They were able to pass it. That was the first bill that was actually veto overridden of President Donald Trump's 4-year tenure in the presidency. So there will not be a lapse in defense authorization, in defense services, military services. And that was they were kind of throwing that in the battle. That did pass. By pass, I means it passed the Senate and it overwritten President Donald Trump's veto. Okay, so that has passed. So now basically they can just focus on the $2,000 stimulus check bill, which Senator Josh Hawley, Republican senator, and we've had multiple different senators say this, there's enough support to pass that in the Senate. Okay, we really just need to either get Mitch McConnell to allow it to come to a vote, or vote on Mitch McConnell's bill, which would need a little bit of Democrat support. I mean, honestly, we're not that far away. Either of those two things is not that far away. Mitch McConnell's own bill for $2,000 might be the most likely one to pass, but I will keep you guys updated. Also, let me update you guys on a stimulus check coming from a state. Remember, states are passing their own stimulus checks, unemployment bonuses, mortgage and rental relief. Maryland is pushing for a state-funded $2,000 stimulus check. This would be in addition to any federal stimulus checks that you've already gotten. Maryland State Controller Peter Francote is pushing Maryland Governor Larry Hogan and other state officials to approve a $1 billion relief plan that would extract money from the state's rainy day fund and give it to residents. Under the plan, Maryland residents who make $50,000 or less in a year will qualify for a $2,000 direct stimulus payment. Couples who make less than $100,000 will also be given a check. So again, that's in Maryland, a $2,000 stimulus check on the horizon on the state level. If you guys know of any other state programs, state stimulus, or mortgage or rental assistance, comment them down below so our viewers can see them. If I see them, I may feature you in an upcoming video. Don't forget to subscribe with the bell icon on for new videos that come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes at 11 p.m., which is 8 p.m. West Coast time. But there will not be one tonight because my wife, I, and Julian are going over her parents' house for a New Year's Day dinner. So I will catch you guys again at 10 a.m. Eastern Time or 7 a.m. West Coast time. Thanks for watching. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, where I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.